Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Wednesday. All right, guys, so tonight we have the Vanderpump Rules after party for the third part of the reunion, which is going to be wild because we finally get the big reveal. Now, before we get into all of that, you guys know that today we have our full Real Housewives of New Jersey recap with Ricky Cornish. But in the meantime, before we even get into that, we have a restraining order to talk about. So there is lots to talk about, lots to discuss. Yeah. I don't even want to go on anymore. You know what? Do the YouTube thing, smash that like button, show some love, and let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys. So honestly, what's been interesting to me about this is that Louis Ruelas keeps on having one red flag after another come out, whether it's his businesses, his exes, videos, social media. Like, it just is not the best look. And when I asked Teresa about this in our interview, she said, listen, I am a big girl. I am a grown ass woman. I can take care of myself. Now, obviously, fans were a little perturbed, to say the least, when it came to her not getting a prenup and now all of the different business ventures and what's coming out at the reunion. I understand her defending her man, and I think that she would do so blindly. However, there's a lot here, and now there is more. Thank you to Reality Blurb for bringing it up. The Real Housewives of New Jersey star Teresa Giudice's husband, Louis Ruelas, is dealing with yet another legal matter involving an ex. This time around, Louis' former fiancée, Vanessa Reiser, has filed a restraining order against the Bravo star amid claims that he hired someone to allegedly stalk her. According to a new report by Page Six, Vanessa, who works as a licensed therapist who specializes in narcissistic abuse, alleges that she found out one of her female patients was likely hired to spy on her. Vanessa's attorney, Douglas Anton, spoke to the outlet explaining how her suspicions began in February when she started seeing a new female patient who would repeatedly ask questions about her former volatile relationship with Louis during their sessions. Some of the questions asked by the patient, who used a fake name and visited Vanessa about 3 or 4 times, allegedly included, do you still love Louis? How was it with your abuser? And if Louis were to leave his wife, Teresa, and show any regret, would you want to be with him? Now, first of all, if I had a new patient, I mean, I'm not a doctor, but if I had a patient who was coming in saying, like, how was your abuser? I'd be like, girl, do you want the Botox or the advice on how to leave a narcissistic douchebag or not? Why are you asking me about my abuser? But then from there to be like, oh, well, if he did leave his wife, would you get back with him? What kind of dumb, silly ass question is that? They say that there's no such thing as a stupid question. That's a stupid question. I mean, you shouldn't even be asking that to begin with. And who would you be to even feel comfortable enough to ask that question? But also, just like she's saying, where she's filing the restraining order thinking that this person was hired as a spy, yeah, it does raise red flags when the woman in question is not even giving her real name to begin with. But hold on, it keeps going, right? It always keeps going. Vanessa didn't find the question suspicious at first, since her past relationship with Louis has been well documented online in multiple news articles. If you recall, Vanessa, who dated Louis from 2018 to 2020, accused him in a 2020 lawsuit of punishing her if she didn't meet his sexual requests. As for the female patient, the first major red flag came about when one of the prepaid cards the patient used for payment was declined, and Vanessa decided to take legal action after being unable to collect payment for 30 days. It was during this process that Vanessa's attorney discovered the patient had been using a fake name. Upon further investigation, the patient's real name was discovered, and even more, they found out she was an alleged employee of private investigator Bo Dietl. No. Yes, the same Bo Dietl that Louis claimed was one of his best friends who had supplied him with information about the New Jersey cast. Louis later walked back this claim, while Bo denied Louis ever hired him to dig up information about his co-stars. In a statement to Page Six, Bo would not confirm or deny that Louis had hired him to look into Vanessa. We were never hired by Louis Ruelas to do any backgrounds on any cast members of the Real Housewives of New Jersey. As far as whether he hired us for potential private investigations, that's confidentiality. A source, however, told the outlet that Louis did in fact hire Beau to protect him and his family. The woman in question who is giving the fake names and asking all of the Louis questions just so happens to be working for or with Beau Dietl. Girl, you better run. You better call someone. You better call someone and get some shit because this is not looking or sounding good. This sounds sketchy. If you're not in a relationship with him anymore, why is he looking into you and why is he hiring a private investigator allegedly who is also sending in employees to sit there and triple question you about shit that really doesn't even pertain to you or your life because you got away from the relationship that you were claiming that was abusive in the first place? It doesn't make sense. It never does. Beau Dietl's company was hired to protect Mr. Ruelas and his family, which now includes a total of 6 children from individuals who posed a threat to their well-being. Vanessa's attorney admits that while he doesn't have concrete proof that Louis hired Beau and thus his employee to stalk Vanessa, he does hope Louis will address the allegations during an upcoming hearing for the restraining order. Meanwhile, a source is questioning Vanessa's motive, citing that in addition to Louis, she also filed a restraining order against her ex-husband, although that restraining order was mutually dismissed. Vanessa's attorney, however, insists that they are not trying to make a mountain out of a molehill and are not interested in filing any criminal charges against Teresa's husband. Rather, they are simply looking for an explanation as to the reason he allegedly hired the PI, and he states Vanessa leads a happy life with a wonderful man and is simply looking for a peaceful resolution to this case. Louis' attorney, Christopher A. Arante, also spoke out denying all of the allegations and stating his client is looking forward to being vindicated in court. I mean, well, what do you say to that? Honestly, I really don't know. I don't know what the hell you say to that. I feel like this is just kind of one big shit show. Again, with all of this coming out in the alleged Beau Dietl of it all, the allegedly hiring private investigators, now you're in your wedding bliss. You're in your love bubble. The Teresa gets married wedding special just played out on national television, internationally, all over streaming platforms, and everyone is rooting you on. But then there's a business that immediately shut where little Frankie didn't know, does he have a job? Does he not have a job? Now there's another business being started with Louis and his son about focused on trying to help fathers and sons repair their relationships. And now there's a woman who is coming forward filing a restraining order saying that she is being stalked at work after Margaret Josephs and Rachel Fuda's husband just said that you stalked their family members. Guys, go ahead and comment below. Don't forget, we are going live right after this with Ricky Cornish. There's lots to go over, lots to discuss. But before we go, don't forget to smash that like button, show some love, and also click on the comment. Well, click on the link in the comment section. Yeah, you get it. Love you. Bye.